So yesterday, I watched, I can't film from this angle, I look horrible. So yesterday, I'm sitting on a bicycle seat backwards now. Oh, I think my hair just looks bad in general, it's fine. Yesterday I watched, is it midnight? I guess 2 days ago, I don't know. I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. For the first time ever. If you're wondering why I'm out of breath, which you're definitely not, I've been dancing by myself for the past like 45 minutes. Woo! Because I realized it's been a long time since I've just danced. Well, like a month. Sometimes you just need to dance by yourself. And I took a video of it. My cat's hunting a spider right now. I took a video of it and then I started to watch it. I was like, yeah, I've never seen I don't really know what I look like when I'm dancing. And I got 2 seconds into it and I was like, if I watch this, I'm never gonna dance again in my entire life. It's none of my business what I look like. It's none of my business. I don't wanna know. I don't care to know. Don't tell me. I don't care if I'm a good dancer or a bad dancer. It's one of life's great joys that is dying, which is crazy because it's so primal. I'm also doing there's a lot going on right now. I'm doing my laundry, I'm dancing, my cat's hunting a spider, and I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That movie was strange. I didn't know what it was about. I knew it had Leo, and Brad Pitt in it, but that was about all I knew. And then it was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, but that was about all I knew about it. But yeah, I watched it with my best friend. It was a part of I had a quadruple feature, he had a triple feature, because he fell asleep. We watched Zoolander first, of course, to warm up, and then we watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I liked Zoolander better. Sue me. You legally can't stop me from having an opinion. Not yet. Anyways, I don't know. There were some parts of the movie that I enjoyed. I honestly, obviously Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt are both very questionable people. Brad Pitt especially is just, I don't even know if it's questionable at this point. It's pretty much yeah, Brad Pitt fucking sucks. Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know if he's had any major controversies besides his taste in very young women, which is reprehensible, but also not illegal. You also legally can't stop him from doing that unless he lowers his bar, which, let's be honest, he probably has. But I don't know. Has he done other stuff besides that? I don't know. Let me know. I'm not super up to date on Leonardo DiCaprio, but I like him as an actor at TBH. I like both of them as actors TBH, but I like Leo more. I really liked him in this movie. He was kind of carrying it on his back for the first half of it, and in the second half of it, he started to drop the ball a little bit, but then that's kind of where the actual plot happens. So yeah, I really hated Brad Pitt's character in this movie. I thought, oh my god, he just, I don't care. He killed his wife. The fuck? And just because she was being a bitch to him doesn't mean I'm gonna say that it's okay that he killed his wife, because that's fucking crazy. And you won't catch me saying that. And he was also Margaret Qualley's character. So they didn't do anything, obviously, but she was still clearly an underage girl. He clearly was aware of that, and he still flirted with her and let her get into his car and gave her a ride, and was strange. It was strange and gross. Didn't like it. God, my hair looks so bad right now, guys. Please don't look at it. Well, that's not, maybe I'll just go like this the whole time. This movie was strange and it had a lot of strange things in it that made me feel strange. Yeah, so that was that. I really hated his character. I like Leonardo DiCaprio's character, even though he was kind of a dick to Brad Pitt's character, but honestly, Brad Pitt's character kind of deserved it. So, how are you gonna tell me that if your dog whines, you won't feed it, and I'm supposed to like him? Brandy did nothing wrong, and she deserves to eat no matter what she does. If she whines because he's withholding her food from her until he can eat, like a psychopath, why? Yeah. What else? Well, I guess my biggest problem with this movie is that I just simply think it's super strange to write a movie about real murders. And yeah, so going into this, I did not know the Tate murders were involved at all. I did not know any of that, and I didn't really know much about the murders either. I knew that they happened. I know who Charles Manson is. I know, I guess, surface level stuff about his whole cult and all of that. Those, I shouldn't say shenanigans. I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. All of those horrible things and crimes that were committed. Yeah, I think it's weird to write a movie based around that in any capacity. I don't think murders should be made into movies unless it's like a fake murder, unless it's a fictional story. And that just comes from my fundamental opinion of what movies are and what movies do for culture, I guess. But yeah, I don't think murder should ever be made into a spectacle, which is what a movie is. And I think it's gross to do that in any capacity. And I was really concerned throughout this whole movie that they were going to depict, because I know Quentin Tarantino has a violence to his style, which is fine. I don't mind it, to be honest. And like, what's that? Oh, I like Pulp Fiction. I liked Pulp Fiction a lot, actually. And I liked Kill Bill fine. I liked Volume 1 of Kill Bill a lot better than Volume 2, but I think that's just because Volume 2 felt very repetitive, and I was expecting it to be something different than what it was. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was nervous that he was going to depict the very violent and graphic murders that I knew were going to happen. But he didn't do that, and which makes sense, because if he did, I just don't think that would have happened. But I was nervous that that was going to happen. And like, I guess it's better to write, if you're gonna write a movie about a murder, to write about, oh, what if these two zany guys instead killed the people that were going to murder this poor woman and her ex-lover / friend and like her other friends, and excuse me, I don't know all of their names, unfortunately. So this is Editing Mitch, aka me 10 minutes later. I feel like it's important to say all of their names, and I should have, but I was just, obviously I recorded that all in one go. So here are the names of the people who were murdered by Charles Manson and his followers. So Abigail Folger, and then, apologies, I'm going to butcher this name, it's a Polish name, but Wojciech Frykowski, Jay Sebring, and Sharon Tate were the characters that we saw depicted in the movie, the people we saw depicted in the movie. And then another man was murdered that night named Stephen Parent, who was, I believe, a friend of the caretaker of the house or a friend of the gardener of the house, who was not mentioned at all in the movie, which I also find kind of strange. And then the following night, after the Tate murders, Leno LaBianca and Rosemary LaBianca were also murdered in their home. And another thing that I find weird about this movie that I was thinking about is that they used actual I guess, things that the murderers said during the murder in the movie, I feel like that's weird because they were very like terrible, awful, horrific things to hear right before you're horrifically murdered, and to have that then reused, I guess, as some kind of shock factor, and then also just like, I guess, I don't know, nod to the real murder. I don't know. I find it strange to do that, but I also just find this whole concept strange. So anyways, back to the video. All of them died, and that's horrible. And they all died in very traumatic and painful and horrific ways. That was just like, obviously that's undeserved. Nobody has the right to take another person's life, is my opinion, always, to be honest. Well, not always, but definitely not in this circumstance. Obviously, it's just like, murder's wrong, and something like this that is so cruel and horrific, all murder's wrong, but this case especially. I did some reading on it after I watched the movie, because I was like, what actually happened? I need to know, like what would, like, how did the like Manson cult lead to this, and like, I guess, like, what was the motivation behind it, that kind of stuff. Because I just didn't know. Like, again, like I said, I knew what the murders were, but I didn't know exactly what went down. And like, just really awful, just really truly awful. I just find it insensitive to take this horrific event that affected real people and definitely still has effects that linger on today, to take that and then turn it into your movie, where it's like, this is so sad. What if instead this silly duo killed all the murderers? I don't know. Like, it's not the worst thing he could have done, for sure, but I just find it really weird still. I find it a weird thing to do, which tracks because I also think Quentin Tarantino is a weird guy. Lots of feet in this movie. Lots of feet in this movie. I don't mind seeing feet. I just don't want them, like, so close to me like that. Gross. Feet aren't gross just on their own, but if you make them look super yellow or super dirty, I don't want to see that. Anyways, I don't know. I just find it strange. I just find the whole movie strange, and that really obviously offset any sort of liking I was going to have for it. I mean, like, there are some things that are good about this movie. Like I said, Leo's performance is pretty good. I don't know. Margaret Qualley did a pretty good job, I guess. Yeah. I like her. She's fine. She's good. I don't know. That was basically like that was me the whole movie. I was like, oh. And like, it really meandered. And I know that's what his movies do. But I liked the meandering so much better in Pulp Fiction. It felt so much more real. In this one, it felt super fake. Just like boring. Like, I wasn't engaged in it. Like, in Pulp Fiction it meandered, but I was still very much engaged in what was happening, and in this movie I just wasn't. I just didn't care. I think part of that is because I just didn't really care about the characters at all, or what they had to say. I don't know. This is getting long. I'm done talking about this movie. And it just kind of looked bad too. I didn't really like the look of it. It was kind of gross looking. Didn't like the grading they used on it very much. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye. Wait, before I go, this is what you were sitting on just now. Like this. And this is what I'm sitting on. I was sitting backwards on that. Feel sorry for me. And here's Mira. Say hello to the camera. Meow. Every time I pet her back, she wants to bite me. Okay, that's it. Bye.